We've all had a small aquarium before as kids, or maybe it's how we see our business with a whole bunch of fish swimming around in the bowl, and unfortunately we waste too much time treating the sick fish. And we're going to show you exactly right now how to work with sick fish without actually having to treat them. Let's jump back to when you were a kid. I had a little fish tank. My parents actually had a bigger fish tank, and it got me into having fish and lots of tropical fish and that type of stuff. And it was actually really cool. I know two of my daughters have had fish actually in the last couple of years. Not now, but yeah, you know what it's like when you've got kids, or when you were a kid. Everyone's got bunnies and they've got dogs and the cats and fish, and some of my girls have had hermit crabs and all. But look, here's the thing. Unfortunately, sick fish are going to be reasonably common. And unfortunately, as a parent, you have to go through that process of removing a dead fish from the bowl, maybe having to flush it down the toilet and those type of things. And ultimately, the moral of that sort of metaphor and that story when we think about our business is the fact that a sick fish is ultimately going to die. There's nothing you can actually do for a sick fish. So if you talk to, I was going to say fishermen, but not fishermen, but if you talk to, I actually don't even know what the word is for someone who has aquariums. Is there such a word for someone who, not a dog breeder type scenario, but someone who might breed fish or have multiple tanks and things like that? What they'll tell you quite simply, and I'm going to move on because I'm just making myself sound silly here. So they will all tell you that you can't actually treat sick fish. If a fish is sick, by the time you know it's sick, it's all too late, and you very rarely can ever save anything. By the time you see them, you go, oh, they were fine this morning. Now all of a sudden they're upside down and not going too well, and as a net result, it's almost good night down the toilet, away with the fish. Now, here's the thing. If we relate that to our business and our teams, well, first of all, we want to know that we're paying a little bit more attention to our business and to our team, and making sure that things are actually going well, and we're actually proactively in place, and not all of a sudden finding that someone's a weed in the garden or a sick fish that needs to not die, but obviously leave our business and team. And so here's the thing. If we think about what the fishermen, the aquarium people that have fish at their home, etc., if we stop and think about what they do, is they always proactively treat the water, not the actual sick fish. And so that's a lesson here for all of us. If we know that we can't actually treat the fish once it's sick, and let's be honest, by the time a team member is sick as such, or not a good fit, or causing problems, or disgruntled, or frustrated, they've been there too long, or not a right cultural fit. Doesn't matter what it is. The fact is, they are the sick fish, right? By the time it gets to that point, and you realise that, or they realise that, we just got to put them down the toilet, right? We've got to get them out with the scoop, throw them out type of scenario. There's nothing we can do. Yet, what we need to do is we need to treat the water, and we need to make sure that we've got the right pH level. We can't have it too acidic. We can't have it too alkaline, to go back and use the fish type scenario. And so that's where people that have fish and aquariums and fish bowls and things like that at home, they will always proactively need to be ahead of the game. They need to make sure that they're, getting the right nutrition and food for the fish. It's a lot more intricate to get that right compared to a dog, for instance. Sometimes a dog can be a little bit off color and they'll eat some grass and make themselves feel where they might be off their food for 24 hours and things like that. It's not as dire a situation. If a fish isn't feeling well, it's dead before it even knows what's going on, and well and truly before you do. So people that have fish have a much acuter awareness of being proactive with making sure that they treat the water. They treat the surrounds, because it's not the fish that was sick, it was something in the surrounds, and they need to make sure that they fix the surrounds so that other fish don't get sick and ultimately die. And so when we think about our business in that capacity, we're all going to have the sick fish at times, or maybe in the past, maybe not for a while, which is great. But here's the thing, we have to make sure that we're always nurturing and looking after the environment around all our fish, whether they're sick or not. We need to treat the water and the environment, not the fish itself, because ultimately it's the environment that has made the fish sick and probably die. And so when you think about that with your own business, what are you doing right now in regards to keeping the water healthy, keeping the environment and the surrounds for each of your team members, aka the fish, keeping them happy, keeping them vibrant, keeping them well and healthy? You know, is the diary in the right alignment for them? Are we pushing them too hard and creating a bit of an overwhelm? Do we have clear plans in place for where the team members need to go? How are they developing personally and professionally? Do you have great rapport and relationships? Do they resonate well with you as a business owner? Do they resonate well with the team? Right? Do we have the right CPD, you know, the professional development and that type of stuff in place? Do they really have an understanding of how they fit, how they can progress their career? You know, do we have a sort of a set structure in place regarding the social implications of the team moving forward as well? Do they have fun, right? They're just, off the top of my head right now, 15 or 20 things that we need on that external environment, like the water around the fish. So make sure that you have a plan in place, and it needs to be a structured plan and a regular review with your business to make sure that you are actually treating the water, treating the surround, so that your fish can't actually get sick to start with. Because by the time a team member feels like or displays themselves as being that sick fish, it's already too late. And unfortunately, way too many people waste too much time trying to fix the sick fish in their business and team, and all to no avail. You may prolong the suffering, and you may prolong the longevity of that sickness in the fish, but ultimately the person will leave and it will create the chaos and the flow on from there. So here's the thing, let's not treat the sick fish. There's nothing we can do. We need to prevent the sick fish. And by doing that, when we think about the aquarium type analogy, is we need to treat the environment. We need to treat the water, not the actual fish itself. So let's keep that in mind. Don't treat sick fish. Instead, treat the environment, treat the water around them, and keep on top of that proactively. Be acutely aware of those things as you move forward with your own business. Your business will thrive, your team will thrive, and you won't have any sick fish to then have to deal with from there. Good luck with your fishing. I'll talk to you again very soon. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.